We're going to walk through our AI visibility checker tool specifically for our robots.txt file. For those who aren't aware of what this is, it's a small file that lives on your website, and think of it as a security checkpoint for bots from ChatGPT, Google, any sort of monitoring platform, Perplexity, etc. And what it does is it allows them to access certain parts of your site or keeps them from accessing certain parts of your site that you don't want them to have access to. So we're going to work with a website that is a client of ours that we just started with. It's an e-commerce site. All you need to do is add in the URL, add in your name and your email. You can select the category, or our tool will just automatically detect what type of website it is. Is it an e-commerce site? Is it a SaaS site? Is it a travel site, etc.? As you can tell, the score is pretty low, 37%, and you'll see why in a moment. As we scroll down, you'll see all the bots that it checks for. Many of these are not configured, which is not a great sign because even though it's not configured, that can allow bots to access your site. Uh, but it doesn't say which parts of your site are protected versus which parts of the site it can access. It also, not having any configurations can slow down your server speed, so your site speed, which can lead to poor user engagement. It can also mess with your analytics. It doesn't help to decipher what is bot traffic versus human traffic. And if you don't have these configured, it can also just steal your content, which is important for you to be able to protect. There's a handful of different bots, and there's different types of bots. So you got your traditional search engines, Google, Bing, etc. You have your AI search bots. These are the ones that that cite your website in its conversations with users and can drive referral traffic. There are also real-time user bots that represent real user intent in those conversations. And then there's also AI training bots, which you can see most of these are actually blocked for this website. And there's a conversation out there about whether or not you actually want to be in training data or not. We generally recommend outside of publisher websites where the content is the IP to try to get into the training data so that you are already embedded into future models. Now, for e-commerce and travel, it's also important, to be able to search the site regularly for these AI conversations so they have access to your current inventory, price points, etc. But generally, we do recommend to try to get into training data so that you are embedded in future models. For e-commerce websites, we also check for what's called ACP Readiness. ACP stands for Agentic Commerce Platform. This is when a user's on Perplexity or ChatGPT and they're able to search products and purchase products, or for travel category, search hotels and actually make a reservation without ever having to leave the actual ChatGPT instance or Perplexity instance. And so we check for a few things here around whether or not your product catalog is accessible, whether or not you have structured product data, if you have a real-time inventory API set up, if you have the bots enabled, and some other things go into this, such as embedding your product feed into those platforms. But for e-commerce sites, this is a key check and something that you need to make sure that you're getting ahead of. And then ultimately, we present to you a optimized robot file that, depending on your category, this auto generated for e-commerce because the website was e-commerce. If it was a travel site, it would auto generate for travel or SaaS or publisher, which again protects IP by blocking training bots. Or if you're just a general site, we have that for you. If you want to play around with it, you can. You click on one, it'll auto reload. Or if you want to get very customized with selecting which bots you do want to have added or not have added, you can come in here and select specifically which ones generate that, and it generates for you. One thing to note is in our optimized file, we do maintain any of the configurations that you have set up that do not touch these particular AI bots. So if you have a monitoring platform like Ahrefs, we maintain that for you. If you have Google ad bots, like you see here, we maintain that for you. We just change what is applicable to AI bots. You can download this, you can just copy it, and then just work with your web team to implement this. And it's the first step you need to take to make sure that you are maximizing your website's visibility in ChatGPT and Perplexity, AI overviews, etc. So if you like this and you want to have access to it, in the comments of the LinkedIn post, please comment robots. I'll shoot you a DM, shoot you the link to this, and I hope this really was helpful for you.